And welcome back once again, Cinema Corner. I guess I should have said once again, Charles with Cinema Corner. You notice I didn't say Producer Charles?
You know, you threw it on there once in a while.
Well, it is Producer Charles, just so you recognize it's the same guy. Anyway, Cinema Corner. What do you got for us this week?
Okay, so we've got a little bit of variety this week. So, to start off, we have the third installment in the Now You See Me franchise.
All right.
Now you see me, now you don't. So the Horsemen are back as a diamond heist reunites the retired illusionists with new performers as they target dangerous criminals. So we do have our returning Horsemen, Jesse Eisenberg, Woody Harrelson, Dave Franco, Isla Fisher, all four fantastic.
You gotta have them.
Right? And Isla Fisher, she was not in the second film, so she is back now. She was pregnant during the second film, so she couldn't come for filming.
Oh, okay.
So, but then we have our new cast joining them: Justice Smith, Dominic Sessa, and Ariana Greenblatt.
Okay.
All great in their own rights as well. So I will say, this is not a spoiler, but we do see some other characters from the other two movies return in kind of smaller roles or cameos, but I'm not going to say who or in what capacity. You just have to go and watch it and find out.
Whoa.
I don't want to spoil anything,
All right,
you know?
okay.
So,
I'll go with that.
got to leave a little suspense.
Sure, that's it.
Yeah.
That kind of movie.
That's true. So this was actually, I didn't realize it was announced back in 2015 that they were starting production on this.
Really?
Yeah, but originally John M. Chu, who directed the second film, was also going to direct this one. But
Yeah.
then, you know, time going on, things shifted around.
That's
John
a
M.
pretty
Chu,
big gap.
John M. Chu started on Wicked, you know. So
No, I mean, I get things get in the way, but that's still a pretty big gap.
it is, yeah, a decade. It's
I
a
think
pretty
they
big
did
gap.
Avengers in less time than that.
Right. Well, and so Ruben Fleischer replaced Chu as the director. You might recognize his work from the Zombieland films, the first two Venom films.
I like his work.
So, and off topic, but I've heard they're talking about Zombieland 3 for 2029 because the first one was 09, then 19. So I think, you know, that 10-year gap. So,
I think Woody will be moving a little more slowly, but okay, all right.
well, you know, maybe we'll see.
Yeah, maybe
but
they'll bring in the Toy Story Woody. Yeah.
crossover, unexpected
That's
crossover.
an unexpected
I mean,
Disney
Toy Story 5 is coming out, so
I've
you
heard
know,
that. I've
Toy
heard
Story 5 leads into Zombieland 3.
There we go.
But anyways, back to Now You See Me.
All right.
So honestly, this is a pretty enjoyable film. If you've seen the other ones, you know, it's nothing too crazy different. You know, you're gonna expect what you're expecting from the films.
You do have the formula down.
Yeah, and I mean, it's kind of a copy and paste formula. You know, different tricks.
Yeah.
You know, new characters, new heist. But for the most part, that formulaic recipe is there.
Okay.
But I always love seeing what tricks they come up with in these films.
Yeah.
Because I know, you know, at least for the first two, they consulted actual magicians for some things. You know, like I know in the second film, the card trick that they do is a big popular one, and they actually did that like in real life without CGI.
Okay.
I mean, I think there's a tiny one scene in there that is because it's an impossible one, but they had magicians actually do it to make sure it was all possible
okay.
first. You know.
Okay.
But with the returning and new characters, I think the chemistry was very well done. You know, it didn't feel like there was any. You know, sometimes you get some returning and some new
Yes,
characters, and they don't feel like they fit very well. I feel like they did it very well for this one.
Okay.
So,
All right.
here's my rankings of the three films in the franchise. You can't beat the first one, in my opinion.
Okay.
But I mean, that's for a lot of things. And then I think this one takes the lead for second one, in second place.
All right.
And then the second one was kind of my least favorite of the three.
So you go 1, 3, 2.
1, 3, 2, yeah.
In your order.
That's my order, but
I know I like to see Woody Harrelson every now and then. Somebody stops him at one place or another, and he does a magic trick for him. Mm-hmm. So you know he loves doing
right.
that.
Well, I've seen a ton of like press with the cast members and everything.
Yes.
And Isla and Dave were telling a story how they were going on their lunch break, and they were going through, I think it was a park or something. And there was a kid trying to do a magic trick, and Dave Franco actually stopped and helped him do it and everything like that.
Nice.
So, you know, the actors have taken on a little bit of magic themselves,
I like those stories.
right? So worldwide, it's actually doing pretty well. On its opening weekend, it's made $75.5 million on a budget of 90.
It's almost as much as you make.
Oh yeah, totally.
Almost.
So it just shows how big of a franchise it was.
Well, sure. If it's bringing in that money, that was its first weekend.
Yeah, this is the first weekend.
Yeah, then it's doing fine.
Yeah. So there's already the 4th film in early development. So
Oh.
in an interview I saw Franco, he joked how Alison Brie, his wife, wants to be in one of the films.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, maybe she can be in For Now You See Me, For Now You Don't. So who knows? If that's what the 4th film's going to be called, who knows? But
Okay.
we'll find out. I gave it a 3 out of 5. So,
Not bad.
average.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Very good.
So then moving on, we've got a little R-rated dystopian action thriller. So this is The Running Man. So this follows a man who joins a game show in which contestants are allowed to go anywhere in the world but are pursued by hunters hired to kill them. And if they make it to the end of 30 days, they win
Yeah.
a whole bunch of money.
This is a remake.
So it's technically not a remake.
I know.
And there's been a lot of debate online about it too.
They changed things in it. Yes.
So this is a more close adaptation to the source material, which is Stephen King's 1982 book, The Running Man. There's the 87 film with Arnold Schwarzenegger, but they're not calling this a remake. I would almost say maybe reboot might be a better word for
Okay.
it.
All right. That'd work.
Yeah.
I didn't particularly think the first one was that good, but it's a cult classic
Yeah.
kind of thing.
I almost watched it ahead of this one, but I never got around to it. So
Yeah.
I was like, meh, whatever. But the heavy hitters for us one are Glenn Powell and Josh Brolin.
Brolin is anything.
Oh, yeah, and Brolin plays more of that villain-esque,
Yeah,
corrupt
okay.
CEO kind of person.
All right.
Yeah. But we have a ton of amazing supporting actors and actresses. Coleman Domingo, Michael Cera, William H. Macy, Jamie Lawson.
Those are some heavyweights.
Yeah. So Coleman Domingo has the biggest role of them. He's the host of The Running Man.
Okay.
So, but everybody has some really good roles. So great cast all around. So like I said, this is the second adaptation of King's book. Arnold Schwarzenegger does have a photographic cameo in this new one.
Does he?
Yes.
Okay.
He's the face on Some Money. And when I saw that, I was like, is that Arnold Schwarzenegger? And I was like, I didn't think he was in this one. So I
So
noticed
they paid
that.
homage.
Yes, they paid homage to the
Okay.
87
All right,
film.
very
So
good. Very good.
what I was surprised by is Stephen King voiced his disdain for the 87 film,
Yeah, he did.
but he's praised this one. So
Probably because it's closer to the source
Yeah.
material.
yeah, he's praised it.
Did I also read or understand that this dystopian future takes place in 2025?
I saw that. I forgot about that until just now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we are in the dystopian future.
Yes,
that the book
we
is in.
are.
Yes. But it is a fun and enjoyable film. Decent action, nothing groundbreaking or crazy.
Okay.
I've seen a lot of people feel like this isn't as inventive of action as director Edgar Wright's previous works have been. He's done like Scott Pilgrim versus the World, Shaun of the Dead, Baby Driver. And, I can agree and see that. He seemed to stick more safe.
Okay.
And not really veer off the beaten path too much with it. But it didn't diminish it in my opinion.
You just have to take what you're presented and judge from that.
Right, exactly.
All right.
I do think it's a very timely topic of the film, frustrated working class, AI video deepfakes. So it's kind of interesting how Stephen wrote that for 2025, and here we are, and it's kind of happening. Yeah, it's been interesting to see how many films this year have come out, but have been in the works for these last few years, but are very timely for this year. It's interesting how that works out.
True.
But budget, it's 110 million, and it only made 28.2 million worldwide this weekend. So,
That's not a good sign.
yeah, but it's a good one. I give it a 3.5 out of 5. It's an enjoyable action film. If you want to go out and just take your mind off some stuff.
All right.
But-
I wonder if the original, though, has an effect on people where they're going, yeah, I'm not going to go see that.
I mean, it's possible, especially if it's a cult classic. And you
Yeah.
are one of those that really loves it. You might not want to go watch it. I mean,
That's true.
like
That's true. Who knows?
for me, Clue. It's also a cult classic. It's one of my favorite films.
Yeah.
Would I go watch it if they rebooted it or remade it? Yes, but I'm gonna have that very reserved judgment towards
I
it.
got it. Wasn't as good as the last one.
Exactly.
That's
So,
usually when you like a cult, you're not going to vote for the new one.
Right.
This
Yeah.
is better.
It's true.
Or else you have to admit that You had lousy taste.
That's true. So moving on to the final one I have for this week.
Okay.
This was an interesting one. This is Keeper, an R-rated folk horror. So a romantic anniversary trip to a secluded cabin turns sinister when a dark presence reveals itself, forcing a couple to confront the property's haunting past. So this stars Tatiana Maslany and Rossif Sutherland. It's directed by Osgood Perkins. He did The Monkey that came out earlier this year, Longlegs that came out last year. I didn't mind The Monkey. I did not like Longlegs whatsoever, though.
All right.
And I'll have to say, I did not care for this one either. So Osgood Perkins might not be
Strike three.
in my category of favorite directors.
That's very possible.
You know, I will say Tatiana Maslany, powerhouse performance in this film.
Yeah.
She did amazing. But as I was watching this, I was like, what am I watching? Multiple times throughout. Like, I think I'd seen the trailer a couple times, but I guess I didn't fully understand what I was going into.
Yeah.
And part of me at one point, I don't do this very often, but the thought crossed my mind, should I just leave? But I didn't. I did not.
The thought was there.
Yeah, I finished it out, but the story just really was not all there, though. It felt kind of uncohesive as well a couple times. Felt like maybe they wanted to go in one direction, and then they went in a different direction, and so...
Yeah.
Yeah, and a couple times I was like, what exactly is going on?
Sounds like the kind of movie, if you have to go to the bathroom in the middle, you don't care.
Right.
I'll be back.
Well, I actually saw somebody on TikTok went and watched it, and they were 25 minutes in, they stepped out and they made a video like, yeah, this movie's just not,
Okay.
you know.
That happens.
It does
Not
happen.
every movie is a hit.
Yes, and I think Osgood Perkins is probably someone has maybe he. I don't know him very well, you know, besides the movies I've seen.
Yeah.
But I could see him having like a cult following, you know, a niche
Sure.
kind of area that people really like him from.
There are people who go their whole lives like that.
Yeah, but I will say they did very good at making me feel very unsettled and giving me the chills and goosebumps sometimes. So
Maybe that was their purpose.
maybe.
In which case, it served its purpose.
Yes, but story-wise, you know, it was not there. It's only made 2.5 million worldwide, so I'm not too surprised. But the budget was only 6 million, so it's a
All
smaller
right.
film.
Well, yeah.
I gave it a generous 2 out of 5.
Oh.
I mainly did that for Tatiana's performance.
Okay.
So,
2 out of 5. I haven't heard that one yet.
a generous 2 out of 5. So, that's what we've got in theaters so far. But this weekend is the weekend everybody's waiting for.
Why?
Wicked for Good is finally here. I know. We're going back to Oz.
Yeah.
So,
But that's going to be on the big screen.
on the big screen, yes. And then also this weekend we have Sisu, Road to Revenge. This is also a sequel.
That's is it Norwegian or?
Norwegian or Swedish or
He's like
yeah.
like a sniper, like
Yeah.
yes.
He doesn't talk the whole entire film.
Nope. But it's
Yeah.
big time action film.
Oh yeah, that one's a good one.
Yeah.
And then also we have a new film with Brandon Fraser, Rental Family, coming out this weekend. That looks pretty cute.
Okay.
So, but then moving to the small screen, coming to streaming this week, we have the new Apple TV, The Family Plan 2 with Mark Wahlberg.
Okay.
I've not watched the first one, so I guess I better brush up on that one. But
I don't remember if I have or not.
yeah, I was surprised to see there's been like almost no marketing for it. I didn't realize it was coming out this weekend already.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you guys really didn't push around for it, you know, especially for a sequel. You'd think they would want to generate that buzz.
And Mark Wahlberg too.
Yeah.
They usually pop those movies a little.
Yeah, so I'll be curious to see.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't have too much faith in it. I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I'm sure you'll find out.
Right. But then also this weekend, we have on Friday, The Bad Guys 2 hits Peacock.
The animation.
The animation, yeah. So
Bad Guys 1 was good.
Bad Guys 2 is pretty good as well.
Oh,
So,
okay, all right.
Lives up to the first one.
All right.
Then also for horror fans, The Conjuring Last Rites hits HBO Max on Friday as well.
Does this mean it's finally dead?
Probably not. You know franchises love to keep things
I know.
rolling.
I know.
And then we have a Netflix original called Train Dreams also hitting on Friday. So I don't know too much about that. I watched the
Okay.
trailer one time, and I honestly can't even remember what it kind of was about. But
I want to say this rundown has been pretty packed. This has been one of the larger groupings of film that have come out or about to come out that I think we've spoken about.
yeah, it's been, you know, a little slow months, but now the holiday season's ramping up. Wicked's this weekend, then the next weekend's Zootopia 2,
Yeah.
which is going to be another big one. I know December's got some big ones. I can't think of them off the top of my head, though. But that's
There
what
you
we
go.
got this week.
That's it?
That's it.
All right. That's all we have from Cinema Corner right now, but we'll have more. Well, Charles will have more next week. Hope you'll join us then.